So in December, we decided to take a trip, family trip. We had a break from school. We decided to go to
Greece.
We were really looking forward to it. Greece is a phenomenal city. It was all the pictures we looked at were just breathtakingly beautiful. We had everything planned, and then
Now, 2 weeks ago, the EU advised its member states to consider barring non-essential travel from the United States.
So when travel shut down to the EU, we really didn't know where to go. So we decided to go to Alaska.
So whenever we decided we were going to Alaska and we started telling other people, everyone looked at us like we were crazy for going to Alaska in December.
Well, we made it to Alaska. Just touched down after 16 hours of flying. It's pretty chilly here. We're ready to go. So when we get there to Alaska, we realize everything is shut down for the winter. Restaurants, the train is closed, helicopter tours are closed, the cruise line is closed. So we really didn't have many options except either walk, ski, snowmobile, or we could rent a car, and that's kind of what we decided to do. This is our rental car. We got us a Jeep. Hoping that it's four-wheel drive. Oh yeah. This baby's shining. Gotta do a tire check. Should be good. Not that I know what I'm looking at. Morning everyone, it is December 10th and it is day 2, first full day here in Alaska. It is pretty cold outside, it's 23 degrees and it's 10 a.m. our time, but it's dark outside. And we are planning our day with all these pamphlets. We're looking for an adventure.
So the first morning we woke up and rented a car and just decided to drive.
We're here at the zoo here in Alaska. We just got in free, thanks to Hannah. So we're gonna check this out and see what they all have to offer. We are here with the moose. The mighty moose. We knew there was a tram in the area, and so we thought maybe we could ride the tram up to the top of the mountain. But of course, in the dead of winter in Alaska, the tram was shut down. Well, we just tried to go ride the tram, but unfortunately it was broken down. Something about a cold winter or something. Can't imagine why. But we're on to the next adventure. So we just decided to take in the nice ride along the coast there and see as much of Alaska as we could. This is what you call the bush, people. We are in the bush, the Alaskan bush. Well, we're on day 2, getting up early to go see if we can catch some northern lights before the sun rises, and then we're going to an animal conservation facility, whatnot, to see some animals, and then we're going to just ride around and catch the northern lights again tonight. We'll keep you posted. We're here at the wildlife conservation area. You can see the cool mountains. It is freaking freezing, and I cannot feel my hand right now. conservation center was awesome. It had all the animals you wanted to see from Alaska. They were all native, of course, because no other animal can live in those conditions. But it was really cool to see like the conservation work they were doing there, and all the animals, of course, and just the whole, you know, immenseness of Alaska. So while we were traveling along the Seward Highway, the scenic highway, we noticed that there was many times you could pull off and see the, you know, just the immense beauty of Alaska. So we would do exactly that. What we didn't realize though was that you're not supposed to walk off the trail. So we decided to take a little detour and almost fall into a lake. We learned really early on, don't walk off the trail. The end of day 2, we kind of called early because the next day we were going dog sledding. So to start our third day, we drove 2 hours north, well before daylight, to a place called Willow. It's a beautiful, quiet little town, much farther north than where we were staying. And we've noticed a general trend during this trip is that it's gradually getting colder. 14 degrees. It is 7 degrees. It is 3 degrees. -7 degrees.
-16 degrees.
-19, people. -20 degrees. And what we didn't quite anticipate was how cold -22 degrees truly is. And that was quite something to experience.
So this is day 3 of our Alaskan adventure, and it feels like it's -50 outside. I think it's like 6 degrees or something like that. We'll keep you updated, but we're about to go dog sledding. Here's Thomas loading up all of our gear. It takes about 30 minutes to put all of our layers on, and we just hope we don't have to use the bathroom a lot. So the city of Willow is really interesting because it's basically the Iditarod headquarters. It is a 1,000-mile dog sled race from north of Anchorage, Alaska, all the way to Nome.
We are getting ready to go dog sledding. Hannah's warming up the dogs. It's super cold. So we get going down this trail and we've not made it maybe a half mile, and I can't feel my arms. I'm starting to fall off the back. I'm starting to go dizzy. I'm starting to black out. I'm so cold. I was good while my hands were cold, but once my head started getting cold, it was over. The last thing I remember is seeing the beautiful Mount Denali off in the distance, and then next thing I know, I'm near a stove warming up my body. It was truly an experience I'll never forget, and I will never, ever, ever go dog sledding again. So at the end of day 3, we decided to, call it a night early so we can get an early start the next morning and try to catch the northern lights. Hannah had been looking at the forecast all week, and we thought that was going to be our best chance. It was going to be between 3 and 6 a.m. the next morning.
But we woke up at 2 a.m. and I checked the forecast, and there was a less than 10% chance that we would get to see the northern lights, and it would also require driving 2 hours north in the winter conditions at 2 a.m. in Anchorage, which for less than a 10% chance, we decided that it was in our best option to not attempt.
Well, it's the last day of Alaska. It's been fun. We survived.
All fingers intact.
So to wrap up our trip in Alaska, the very last morning we decided to just wake up at normal time and go by the Native Heritage, what's it? Native Heritage, did I say it right?
Mm-hmm. Native Heritage Museum.
Native Heritage Museum, and check that out before we decided to pack it up, return the car, and head back to Florida.
I think what I liked the best about Alaska, other than the obvious beauty, was the sense of freedom that the people have up there. Now, when I hear the last frontier, I can understand exactly what it means to fully be self-sufficient and to live off the land.
So, when people say the Alaskan winter, it doesn't really hold much stock in your mind until you actually experience it. Just the pictures you see, the videos you see, the shows you watch on TV, none of that can really capture the true beauty and the just vast wilderness that Alaska is. I mean, we truly got to see what the last frontier really is.
Alaska was an incredible time, and I think it was a great audible
that we decided to do, even though it was probably crazy in most people's eyes. And I am looking forward to our next adventure.